All right, Empowered to Lead, we are recording. We're so excited that you're here. Leaders, we are just so jazzed to talk to you about social media tonight. And before we jump into it, take care of a few things. We just want to welcome everybody to the call and a few quick announcements and some reminders for everybody going for the Crystal Reset, which should be everybody. But Crystal Manager deadline is coming up. So on March 14th, is that right? Yes, March 14th. If you have never hit Crystal Manager or you are a Crystal Executive and you are running again, you have a month. You have a whole month. You guys, Crystal Manager, that's you share, they share. Okay? And it's so, so easy. And then you repeat and repeat and repeat, and you just make a ton of cash, and it's great. So get with the person who helped you into this group, helped you onto this call, log into your back office under contests and promotions. You can get all the details. I highly recommend, you guys, if you want Crystal Executive, you're running for the Crystal Reset, there are over $10,000 in bonuses, including like 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, all of that. $10,000 on the table for you guys. And so if you're running for this, grab some people that want to run too. Create like a little Facebook thread, like a message thread. Some of us have done that. And if you keep that group small and intimate and you're just linking arms and running with these people, it makes it so fun. You know, I wouldn't grab like 30 people, like grab people who are just committed. And in that group, you can like do weekly Zoom calls, hold each other accountable. That's what we're doing, and it's working so well. So I recommend find people who want to do this with you, link arms with them, and just run. You guys, there's so much money on the table. This company is incredibly generous. You don't want to leave it there. And then I want to give a shout out to everybody in Empowered to Lead who has really jumped on board with this video campaign that we're doing. I got this amazing verbiage from Emily Vavra about talking about your why, talking about your passion and your vision behind the business. And we have just been tagging each other and prospecting each other in our business group. And it's been so fun to see your guys' videos, especially for those I know it's a huge step outside your comfort zone to be able to do that, but you are rocking it. And I'm loving the love that we're putting on everybody. So keep going. If you haven't had a chance to do it yet or you haven't been tagged, go first. Don't wait till you're tagged. Find that verbiage, find that script, record your 30-second video, prospect some people in the group based on the steps that I put in the post. It's so fun, you guys. And I'm going to have another fun thing that we're going to do here in a little bit. I'll explain, but I just wanted to give you all a shout out. I really appreciate you guys doing that. It's really good practice. Okay, hold on. I'm getting a little message here. Okay, everyone still hear me? Can I get some thumbs up? Okay, good. I think Cindy's trying to log in, but I'm on her account, and so it's trying to kick me off, but I'm gonna keep going. Okay. All right, so we're going to jump right into it here. I'm going to introduce our trainers before I jump in and do my part because they are amazing. I'm so, so excited to have these girls on with us. So the first person I'm going to introduce is Jen Mitchell. So Jen, if you could just unmute. Here, I'm going to unmute you. Go ahead and just say hey.
Hello.
Jen Mitchell there. Okay, Jen Mitchell. You guys, Jen Mitchell's a 3-star Golden Circle. She lives in St. George, Utah currently. She was in Spokane, now in Utah. We miss her, but we understand. Sometimes you got to just move on to new adventures. She's been married to her amazing husband, Blake, for 5 years, just a little over 5 years, and they have 3 fur babies. They are kitty people, and her favorite is Thomas, though, I was informed. And that was important to say on the Zoom call. Thomas is her favorite. And I asked them, I said, what would be your, like, outside the 5 pillars, what is like your go-to product? Like, you cannot live without this. And I didn't even have to ask Jen, but for the sake of consistency, I did. This girl, like, takes e-shots intravenously. Okay. She's like, she bathes in them. She washes her face with them. She's like obsessed with e-shots. So e-shots for Jen. If anyone's like, Jen, you're a rock star, what am I going to do for you? Just send that girl some e-shots. She will be your bestie. But she's been loving the products for 3 years and working this business for 2 years. So she has so many great things that she's going to share with us about how she's expanded her network on social media. And then we have Amanda Pike. Let me go ahead and unmute you, Amanda. Are you
Hello.
Oh, perfect.
Hi.
All right, Amanda Pike. So Amanda has actually, she's been in my life for about 17 years. Feels really old when I say that out loud. But she is a Crystal Director. She has been doing this business for about a year, using products for almost 1.5 years. She hails from Seattle. Yay. And she has an extensive marketing background, you guys. She is so knowledgeable, especially in Instagram. She has been training me on Instagram, and I'm like not Insta savvy. So she's going to share with you some of her Instagram tips. And she's basically tried on like everything awesome you could possibly think of. She's done MMA fighting, football, bodybuilding. She is now like 100% network marketing professional, rocking this business, being a boss babe. And she is her go-to products. I love this because no one ever talks about how great the skincare is. The face lotion. That was her favorite. She loves the face lotion and the greens. Those are her go-tos outside the pillars. I love it. Girls, those are great. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and jump into it. I'm going to start, and I'm just going to share a few things about social media branding and how to use Facebook as a connecting tool. And then Jen's going to give you some like real tangible, like cool, think outside the box steps to use that. And then Amanda's going to train you guys on how to be savvy with the basics of Instagram, because it's very different than Facebook, I found out. So social media, you guys, is a total blessing. It can make this business so much more efficient. People that were building network marketing businesses even just 10 years ago did not have what we have today. So we have to use it as a blessing. We have to use it for what it can be good for our businesses. So I want you to think about it like this. Every time you post on Facebook or post on Instagram, every time you post on social media, you are building a relationship. Okay? You're not just like posting, some of you are probably just posting for fun, but think about every time you post, be intentional with that. Because you're building a relationship, even if it's a little bit one-sided, you're giving people just a glimpse into your life, a glimpse into who you are. And we're going to talk about like authenticity and intentional scrolling and all of that. But by the time you reach out to people, because we get this question a lot about connecting, like, oh, how do you just like cold call people? Just reach out to someone you haven't talked to in a long time. By the time you reach out to someone, they should already trust you enough to want to hear what you have to say, based on what you've been posting on social media. I cannot even tell you how many times in the last year, especially the last 6 months since I've really been taking this business seriously, I have people that I reach out to and their first thing that they say to me is, oh my gosh, I love following you on Facebook. Oh my gosh, I was just talking to my husband about what you put on Facebook yesterday. Or I just showed my sister those before and after pictures. Those are actually things people have said to me when I reach out and I say, hey, I saw your post or this or that, and I saw that you're doing this and that. I have something I think you'd really love. Are you open to learning more? And before they even say yes, and they usually do because they trust me already. Because I'm real, I'm open, I'm just myself on Facebook, and people want to see that. So especially us in Isagenix, wouldn't you guys agree we're like just naturally positive and awesome people? Not to mention like we're so hot. People want to see what we're doing. Like they want to see what we're up to, where we're going, what we're doing, what we think. And we're not people who are just negative and want to, bring the world down. And people need more of that in their lives. One thing that I always have to tell myself, because I am just inundated with positivity on my Facebook, and I think, oh my gosh, one more inspirational quote from me is probably white noise to these people. The people in your network that aren't Isagenix people, the people in your network do not have that. You are the beam of light in their life. We have a lot of light in our lives, which we're so blessed to have, but the people in your network that are not already a part of this industry, they don't have that. You are the light in their life. So keep going, keep being consistent. And I actually thought of this analogy in the shower of all places, but I thought posting on Facebook is kind of like whatever outfit you pick out to wear for that day. People may not like it, they may not comment on it, but they notice, right? If you get dressed for the day and you just stay in your house and you don't go out and do anything, no one's going to notice, no one's going to like, no one's going to comment. But if you get dressed and you put yourself out there into the world, AKA like posting on Facebook, just getting yourself out there, if you do all of that, people may not like it, they may not comment on it, but they are going to notice what you're wearing. Same goes for Facebook, you guys. Post. And we're going to talk about the 2-week turnaround and some strategies on that, but you have to put yourselves out there because people are going to notice. And I know I've talked to so many people who say, you will not believe, like I get 2 likes on this inspirational quote, and then I reach out to someone and they say how much they loved it, but they didn't even acknowledge that it existed in public. People are scrolling, you guys. Like they don't even want to take the time to like stuff, which, whatever. But just know that, like trust that and keep going, even if you're not getting the number return that you think you should. Okay. So I want to talk to you all a little bit about the 2-week turnaround. There's a fantastic file that Bryn Wilson put together and put in our file section of Empowered to Lead. You can go in there and you can check out the 5 steps to the 2-week turnaround. If you're feeling a stall in your business on any level, or you just feel like, man, I feel kind of stale, I just want to freshen it up, I just want to like get some momentum going, do the 2-week turnaround. Bryn and I did this together, I think it was like 1.5 years ago, maybe. And we both noticed an incredible surge in our business, not just like cycling, enrollments, everything, the energy that we put into it, just the return was amazing. But I want to talk to you specifically about step 3, which is social media. If you really want to be, if you're not good on social media now, I shouldn't say that. If you're not consistent on social media now, or you know you want to be better, you want to just not post all pictures of your kids. That was a loving moment Bryn had with me when I was doing this. She's like, okay, I know you want to do the 2-week turnaround, and people love seeing pictures of your cute kids, but where's the meat? Where's the rest of it? And I love her for being honest with me about that, because then I just got into action. I did the 2-week turnaround as it's designed, and it's been a game changer, you guys. So go in there, check that out. Specifically step 3 with Facebook. And then Amanda's going to talk about Instagram, and you can figure out how you want to implement that there as well. I have it written down and it's on the wall in my office. And so branding yourself. I encourage you to think about posting 5 times a day. Now, I know some of you are looking at my hand right now and you're like, there's no way. There's no way I'm going to post 5 times a day. And Amanda, when you first start your Instagram piece, I want you to talk about when I told you to do this and how she was like, I'm not doing that. But she did it anyway. And anyway, she'll talk about that. 5 times a day. Now, for those of you that are thinking, that's too many times, I would be willing to bet you're on Facebook 5 times a day. Can we be honest with each other here? You're on Facebook 5 times a day. You're not posting 5 times a day, but you are scrolling mindlessly 5 times a day. You can post on Facebook every time you get on there to scroll, okay? And the 5 different things that you're gonna post on Facebook that's gonna really turn your business around. 1, you're gonna post something about health. Anything. It could be a quote, it could be an article, it could be a statistic, it could be something personal for you. Like Amanda's great about posting recipes and like meal prep stuff, like how to make meal prepping not awful. Like just anything that has to do with health. Okay, and then another one's gonna be wealth. Anything that has to do with wealth. It could be residual income, network marketing, entrepreneurship, something that just gets you so jazzed about financial freedom or anything like that. And then another one you're gonna do is a lifestyle post. So this can be pictures of you at the park with your kids. This can be you snuggling with your cats with an e-shot in the background. Jen Mitchell, I'm thinking of you. This could be like you digging your car out of the snow, whatever. Some lifestyle fun you post. Another one is going to be a transformation. Yes, I do mean a before and after. That was the biggest thing for me, you guys. I was like, I don't want to post a before and after picture. They seem so like salesy and all of that. People love to see what these products can do for them. You can tell them all day long statistics about, adaptogenic herbs and Shilajit and all these other things that they can't even pronounce. But when they see a before and after picture, especially when they see a body that looks like theirs and what their body could look like, they see the change in the people that you post. They see the change in them that they want to see in themselves. Post those pictures, okay? And just post them out of love. Don't just throw them up there, but actually look at these pictures, read the stories, and then react to them. Post that. People are going to be able to tell if you're being authentic or just trying to meet a quota and get a post up. Okay, so really be authentic with that. And then the 5th post you're going to do is going to be in your product group. We are all a part of an amazing product group. Most of us are in Lean Body for Life. Pour value into that group, whether it's posting about your favorite product, posting a recipe, something. But all of these are listed in that 2-week turnaround, and I implore you guys to really jump in and put this to good use. Do it for 2 weeks, just 2 weeks, and see what happens in your business. Okay, 5 times a day. I know you can do it, because in the peak times of the year, they encourage us to do 10 times a day. But just start with 5. Okay, I know you guys can do it. All right, I'm going to talk to you about intentional scrolling. Everyone in this group is on Facebook 5 times a day. And even if you're not, I know you can be, okay? Because the rest of us are doing it. You can do it. One thing that I have implemented that's kept me really on track, because how many people get sucked into the Facebook black hole? Like, oh, I'm just going to go on here and, oh, someone asked me a question and I know it's in my business group, so I'm going to go find it. Oh, kitty video. Oh, cool, someone's at the beach. Oh my gosh, that person's upset about Trump. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Like, and then before you know it, it's been 15 minutes and you're like, what was I doing? Anyone? Because I do that almost every day. Here's what I tell you to do. It's worked for me. Set a timer. In fact, I wish the Facebook app, when you opened it, a timer came up and was like, how long do you want to be on Facebook? And you set it, and then the app just closed when the timer went off. I don't think Facebook will ever do that, but I know you all can.
They have an app for your desktop computer. It's not through Facebook. It's like a totally third-party app that is will turn off certain things for you on a certain timer. I'll try to find the name of it, but it's only for your computer. But yeah, anyway.
Okay, find it and put it in the chat, because you guys can do it. We were all born with a spirit of self-discipline. We can do it. Set your timer, choose, be intentional about how much time you want to scroll on Facebook. And yes, I'm telling you, you can scroll on Facebook. Mine is usually like 5 minutes because I have kids. So it's not actually 5 minutes of scrolling. It's like 5 minutes of like scroll, you know, spilled water, scroll, someone fell down. So set your timer. And then as you're going through, intentionally scroll, support the people who are on Isagenix, love on their posts. You find someone who's not in Isagenix. If you don't feel like you can authentically react to their post, because maybe it's something that you're like, I don't want to comment on that because it's like political or obnoxious or whatever, but go to their profile, find a post that you can resonate with, comment on it, comment and react to it, because that's going to bring them up in your algorithm. That's going to build that connection. And then go back to your newsfeed and keep scrolling, do the same thing. But literally as you're scrolling intentionally, don't do it mindlessly, do it intentionally. Comment. Don't just like stuff, because that doesn't mess with the Facebook algorithm, you guys. You want to comment and you want to really say something meaningful. Like, oh my gosh, your family is gorgeous. I love that you guys get to spend time together on this vacation, or whatever that looks like. Intentional scrolling. So you can still do some mindless stuff, because I know when you get off work or whatever and you're like, I just need to do nothing for like 5 minutes. But let's be real, it turns into 20 and you're no closer to your vision. Okay? So intentional scrolling, it's awesome. We're actually going to practice this in our group. And so what I'm going to do is after this call, I'm going to put a post up in Empower to Lead. And I don't know what the post is going to be yet, but you guys will know. It'll talk about intentional scrolling. But I want you all to practice building connections with people that you maybe don't really talk to on a regular basis. So what you're going to do is when you see that post, whoever was the last person to comment, you're going to go to their profile, find something about their life that is interesting to you, that you think is so fascinating, that you have questions about, some way you can affirm them or connect with them. And then in the feed, in Empower to Lead, you're going to comment right after them or reply to them and say, oh my gosh, Amanda, I love that you just blah, 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 blah. And like talk about something that you just saw on her wall. And then if you go to that post and you see that, you know, Jen was the last one to comment, you go to Jen's profile, you find something. So we're practicing with each other. We're practicing building those connections through Facebook, because I know not enough of you are using this tool, and it's amazing how much of a relationship you can build with someone before you reach out in a Facebook message. And so it doesn't have to be scary. Facebook messages are my favorite now, because 9 times out of 10, someone's going to already know that I'm up to something, and they're going to be really curious what it is, because I'm so consistent on Facebook. Okay, so there's that. I have a few action steps for you guys, because these are questions I get all the time, and I want to give it all to you here at once, and I want to encourage you to put this into action now. If you have a hard time branding yourself on social media, I want you to think about 3 to 5 things that define you. Who are you? What are you passionate about? You know, I'm going to use Della as an example, because her beautiful face is right up at the top of my screen. I gave this challenge to Della, and Della ran with it. I told Della, find 3 to 5 things that you're passionate about, and she picked gardening, crocheting, and what was another one, Della? Well, I'm going to use those ones as an example, because she just gave me some feedback on those. And so I said, okay, go find articles, blogs, quotes, pictures, funny quotes, I mean, anything. Go research a bunch of stuff about the things that you love, save them in a special folder on your phone or on your computer, and use one of those every single day on your Facebook or Instagram. That way, when you want to post, you're not trying to like, okay, what am I going to post? put aside like an hour sometime in the next couple of days and just research all these things you're passionate about. Find articles, find quotes, find pictures, maybe write up, if you get inspired by something, react to it and write a little post right then. Then every day go into that folder, find something you want to post about and throw it out there. And Jen's going to talk about how you can use things like that in groups and how to build leads. And that's a really good tip. I'm going to let her talk about that. But that's a task for you guys. If you do not have a solid brand on Facebook or on Instagram, figure out what defines you. What are you passionate about? It could be random, so random. Like, and this isn't random, but like Jen loves cats. If you are on Jen's Facebook, you know that this woman is like all about the cat life. And I love it. So, and mermaids. Every time I see somebody post on her Facebook and it's like a picture, 9 times out of 10, it's cat or a mermaid. And I love that when people think of mermaids, they think of Jen. In fact, Jen, I saw one that I'm going to send to you, but I don't know that I want to put it on your wall because it's weird. But it's cute. But have that brand so that when people think of something and it reminds them of you, be so solid in who you are in your branding. Okay, Facebook is not just like some trivial fun thing that we do. Use it intentionally. Okay, I've beaten that dead horse. Okay, here's a tip that I got from Emily Vavra that I love because she's my soulmate. On days that you look really good, like you showered, maybe your dry shampoo game is on point, whatever. Days that you look really, really good, take a bunch of pictures. Change your outfits, go to different places, take a bunch of pictures doing different things, and then use those pictures throughout the week. Because let's be real, do we always look really, really good? No, I mean, we're beautiful people, but there are days you do not want your face all over Facebook. I know that's not just me. So she uses that, and Emily Vavra is like a rock star. And now I'm starting to notice, like I'm looking at it and I'm like, she probably took that picture a month ago, but you can't even tell because she's using it in the moment. So I encourage you guys, if you're like, oh, I never post pictures of myself on Facebook because I don't know when I'm going to shower next. That's the mom life, and that's real. I got showered today, and after this meeting, I might go take like 10 pictures. Okay, just use that tip. And with that, if you have a quote that you love, I encourage you to take that quote and put it on a picture of you doing something in your life. Don't take someone else's quote with some, obscure whatever background in it. You can use those are great. But have you noticed that a lot of the powerhouse people in network marketing, it's a picture of them doing life, and then the quote is over their picture. And it connects you with them so much more than with a picture of the beach. Okay, so really think about that. And then a couple tips I want to leave you with before I pass it off to Jen. I get asked this quite a bit, and I want to just clear some things up. The reason that we don't really use Isagenix, like the name Isagenix on Facebook or Instagram, like all the time, is not because we have a secret. We're not trying to be secretive or trying to like be shady or anything like that. We're doing it intentionally because we've all been there where we have people who see that we do Isagenix or know that we do Isagenix, and then they go buy it on Amazon or eBay. Here's the problem with that. 1, they're probably paying too much. 2, we cannot guarantee quality. Like we just can't, because they're buying it from some rando. They're not buying it from our home, from Isagenix. Another problem is they're not going to get the support. And we know that this is not a quick fix. This is not something that someone can do on their own in 3 days and get results. This is a lifestyle. So you need the community. You need that support and accountability. They're not going to get that if they know what you're doing. They go try to do it on their own. The other thing is they're probably going to get the wrong products. If you've never made a salad before, ever in your life, and I sent you into the store and I said, all right, Brain, go make a salad. Go, here's some money. Go into the store, go buy a salad. Go buy stuff to make a salad. And you had no idea what a salad even was. Are you going to get the right stuff? Like you might think, oh, I know there's lettuce. Is that right? But you're not going to get everything that you need to actually make that salad effective in your body, because lettuce is lettuce. Same thing when you think about Isagenix. Someone might think, oh, okay, shakes. That makes sense. I'll just get some shakes. On Amazon, the cleanse, sometimes it's labeled as bath salts, you guys. Do not let your people buy on Amazon. Have that conversation with them. Build enough of a relationship and rapport with them that they do not want to go buy it on Amazon. Because here's the last and most important point. If they buy it from someone else, like some corporation or some third-party person who just is trying to pawn off their products, they're not investing in your dreams. They're not supporting a family who wants to put food on the table. They're not supporting or setting themselves up to be that family who can support themselves and put food on their table. Okay? We have the whole package. And the way to get to that is through you. You have to build connections. You have to build relationships. And Facebook and Instagram are a great way to do that. Okay, so I just want to clear that up with the whole like not using Isagenix on Facebook. We want to create curiosity so that they ask us what it is and we can guide them to the right steps so that they decide. We do not decide for them. We're not trying to be shady. We want them to decide, but we want them to say 100% yes or no with the right information. Okay? All right, and then last thing I'm going to leave you with, I got asked this today, my favorite programs to use. I don't know if it's Rona or Rana Design, Rana, but it's an RD. I love that app for making fun, like, things with text and pictures and beautifulness. I love that one. The other one that I love is Canva. Amanda introduced this to me and I love it. All the graphics that you've seen for our calls, I used Canva. Hi, bud, or hi, babe. I use Canva for all of those. I love it. It's an amazingly simple program. They have so many options. It's so good. Tierney says hi.
That one is desktop only for your computer, just let you know.
Thank you for clarifying. Yeah, that's only for the computer, but that one's really amazing. And she has other things that she's going to share with you guys. So if you have any questions about that, I see the chat blowing up. Let me go over here to the chat. Okay, Jen and Amanda, you guys got all this? You guys, okay, perfect. You guys been handling it. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Jen, and Jen is going to talk to you guys specifically about creating leads on Facebook, how to like kind of turn that, like, okay, for lack of a better term, like the cold market into the warm market, like how to build those authentic connections with people that you've never actually met in person. She has fantastic tips that have worked really well for her. So Jen, I'm going to pass it off to you.
Thank you. Hey, everybody. Rachel, you did an incredible job, and I'm just so blessed to have you in my life, and I love you so much. Thank you for all the wisdom that you share. Thank you guys so much for the opportunity to be here and share these tips with you. These are things that have worked for me, and while it may not work for everybody, it's just something that does work for me. It's how I build my business. I am one of those who does use social media about 90% of the time. And then I do the face-to-face, I do the belly-to-belly, but the social media is pretty much where it's at for me in the way that I build. I just want to say something real quick about the 2-week turnaround, just to kind of piggyback off what Rachel said. For those of you who are freaking out about posting 5 times a day, I just want to challenge you to just pick any random friend on your friends list and just go scroll through their page. And I can guarantee you that the last 10 posts that they did not pop up in your newsfeed. You probably did not see them. And the reason why I'm telling you that is because, myself included, I was so afraid of spamming the crap out of my friends when I decided to do this 2-week turnaround that I was afraid that people were going to get sick and tired of seeing the before and afters, that they were going to get sick and tired of seeing all this health stuff, wealth stuff, whatever. And when it really came down to it, Facebook only allows a certain amount of these posts to come through on your newsfeed. So don't worry about spamming your friends. I promise you it's not going to happen. And if you want to see it for yourself, like I said, just pick a couple friends, go scroll through their actual wall and see how many of those posts you actually did see on your newsfeed pop up. The other thing too is, after I was doing the 2-week turnaround for about 4 weeks in a row, I started going to some of my friends who are not enrolled in Isagenix and was asking them, hey, like, how do you feel about my posting? Just be completely honest. I'm looking for constructive criticism, constructive feedback. And every single person, 100% of the people told me that they love seeing all of these posts. They love seeing the transformations. They love seeing all of the positivity, because Rachel's right. Like, there's so many people right now in this world who crave positivity because they don't have it in their lives. So if we can be that light, even if it's just on Facebook, then for crying out loud, post the before and after, because that's going to inspire somebody. I posted one today that it was a couple, both of them lost 100 pounds using Isagenix. And the amount of feedback that I got from that post, even outside of actual Facebook, people were texting me like, oh my gosh, what is that? What are you guys using? So the point is just do it. It might be scary. It might be kind of freaky, but just remember, the magic happens outside your comfort zone. So step out of your comfort zone and just try it. Just try it. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the 3 points that I wanted to talk about. So how many of you, let's see a show of hands, how many of you feel like you have exhausted your warm market on Facebook? Okay. I felt like that too. For those of you who did raise your hand, I totally felt like that too. And there probably was a point where I did. And so what I knew that I had to do was expand my cold market on Facebook and figure out a way to generate a huge, bigger following. That was not proper English, but it's late over here. I'm an hour ahead of you guys, so don't worry about it. So I had to expand my network. I had to increase my following, increase my friends list on Facebook. And I did a lot of trial and error, but here are some specific steps that worked for me. So first of all, I would encourage you guys to get into Facebook groups that align with interests that you guys have. So for example, like Rachel mentioned, I love cats, I love Jesus, I love mermaids, I love crochet. I'm in so many crochet groups, so many cat groups, so many of these groups. I turn off all the notifications so it doesn't blow up my newsfeed, but I'm in these groups, and every so often I go in there and I just start adding value to that group. So I might post a picture of my cat and I and just say, it's Thomas, whatever. And I'll get like 500 likes and 400 comments because there's like 80,000 people in this group. And then that just gives me a platform for me to go and start talking with these people. So they might say, if you guys haven't seen Thomas, he's a ginger cat. They might post pictures of their ginger kitties. And all of a sudden I have this rapport with somebody. I've got this common ground that I can talk to about ginger cats. And who knows if it's going to turn into an Isagenix enrollment. The point is you have to stay detached from the outcome. But bottom line is, as I continue to increase my friends list, these are now new pairs of eyes who are watching my Facebook feed. And it doesn't have to be that, oh, you told me you like cats, so I'm going to go ahead and enroll you tomorrow. That's not how it works. We have to build relationships. Doing things on social media is no different than doing it belly to belly. You still have to invest in that relationship because people still buy from you when they know, like, and trust you. So you have to establish that rapport with people. So get into groups. If you guys are not into groups that you guys have that align with your interests, then I would challenge you this week, make a point to join 10 new groups. And all you got to do is go up into Facebook, type your interest in the search feed. So it could be mountain biking, it could be hiking, it could be wine lovers, it could be cats, crochet, knitting, whatever. Type it up in there. And then there's a little tab that's going to come up that says groups. Click that. Thousands and thousands and thousands of groups are going to come up, and just pick which ones that have a crap ton of people in them. You don't want to pick the ones that have 500-600 people. Pick the ones that have multiple thousands of people in them and request to join those groups. So your guys' goal this week is to join 10 new groups. One thing that has been extremely successful for me in these groups is doing a post that I call the friend bomb post. Some of you guys may have seen it, but if you haven't, I'm going to go through it for you. So like, to piggyback off of what Rachel was saying with the selfie and doing the quote over your selfie picture rather than just using a generic one, I'm in a bunch of crochet groups. And what I did is I took a picture of myself wearing a hat that I made. And on the top corner, I wrote, they're the messy bun hats. I'm sure you guys have seen them. They were a huge craze this fall and winter. But I put messy bun hat friend bomb. That was the verbiage that I put on the picture. And I posted it in this crochet group that's got 86,000 people in it. And all my verbiage said in the actual post was, I don't know about you guys, but I'm really sick and tired of the negativity that's on Facebook. I want to flood my newsfeed with a ton of positivity, and why not let it be positive crochet posts? If you agree, drop an emoji below and send me a friend request. I got 165 friend requests that day, you guys. 165 friend requests. Now, again, that's not 165 immediate leads to Isagenix, but it's 165 new pairs of eyes that are watching what I'm doing on Facebook. So that's like step number one for this entire sequence of events. Step number two is being intentional about how you're posting on your wall, which is what Rachel just talked about with the 2-week turnaround. So you have to remember that, you know, all of these people who now friend requested me are now seeing my before and afters that I'm posting, are now seeing the things that I'm doing about financial freedom, are now seeing the things that I'm doing about health and my lifestyle. Today, for some of you who I am friends with on Facebook, I posted a picture of these new dining room chairs that I bought last night. Holy crap, I got like 200 and some likes on it, which that was a record for likes on my personal page. But that tells me that people are watching what I'm doing. So now my next post is going to be a heck of a lot more intentional towards trying to reach those people. Little side note, when people start liking stuff on your newsfeed like that, then all of a sudden, everything you post shows up in their newsfeed. It's an algorithm thing. So I have 204 people who may not have been seeing my posts, but now all of a sudden they're going to see all of my stuff in their newsfeed. So it's great. So now I can continue to use that intentionally. One thing to do when you do post, such as the friend bomb posts in your groups, or even stuff that you do on your personal page, is engage with these people. Like Rachel was saying, don't just like, you have to comment. If you go through and look at this dining room chair post that I did on my page, I encourage you guys all to do that. You'll see every single comment, I replied with a comment, every single one. Yes, it's time consuming. And yes, it got annoying after a while. If any of you guys commented, I love you and thank you for doing that. But after like 40 some comments, you're just like, holy crap, but it's worth it, because now that's changing that algorithm. People are going to see what I'm posting, and it's now new pairs of eyes. So I would encourage you guys, don't just like people's comments, engage with them. Even if you just say thank you with a little heart emoji, or thank you with a smiley face. It doesn't have to be a huge long thing, but do that with your posts in the groups too. So when you do a friend bomb post, anytime somebody drops that emoji, just reply and say, oh my gosh, yay, I'm excited, we're gonna be friends. I accepted your friend request. It's that simple. But establishing those relationships with people is gonna be huge. Kayla Adams is on this call. She is a prime example of this. She is one of my personally enrolled. Somehow, neither one of us can figure it out, but somehow we became friends on Facebook. We think it was divinely orchestrated from God that happened, but we became friends on Facebook, and we established a friendship before she even considered trying Isogenics. She had done some crochet stuff with me. We had talked about church. We talked about Jesus. We talked about all sorts of stuff, but we established a friendship first. And now I enrolled her back in September. She just became a consultant, and now she's so on fire for, like, this girl's on a mission. She's like the next Kelly Dickerhoof. I'm just calling that right now, because she's just so on fire. And none of that would have happened had we not established rapport or friendship first. So it's very, very important that we're not in it to play this Facebook game just to get as many enrollments as we can as fast as we can, because it's not going to work. People buy from you when they know, like, and trust you. Okay, so I'm going to move on just real quick to how to take those leads and turn them into warm market prospects. I have a simple, I call it simple, 1, 2, 3 approach that I do. So first would be actually connecting with them and making friends with them on Facebook. The second one would be to establish some form of a communication with them. So even if, like today, I did a friend bomb in it was like a women's networking group. And I had received, it's got like only 1,000 people in there, but today I got 35 new friends from it. So each one of those people, like 35 is manageable. So each one, I sent them a message saying like, hey, what do you do? Like, my name's Jen, nice to meet you. Blah. So now what I'm doing is I have this conversation started with them. And when they ask me what I do, here's my open door to either send them the Isogenics difference video, or to say, you know what, my life was changed by this amazing nutrition, and now I help others do the same. Like, it's just that open door for you to tell people about Isogenics and to tell people what you do. So if it becomes an interest to them in this conversation that I'm having, then I'll send them a tool. I'll send them a video. My favorite is the Isogenics difference. My second favorite is the Just Cleanse video from Mary Evans. If you guys haven't seen it, it's amazing. So I'll send that to them. If they still show interest after that, after I follow up with them, my next step is to put them in my product coaching page. And I'm sure all of you guys, I think all of you guys are probably in the ISO Blitz, or Lean Body for Life. I'm not quite sure what group you guys are in, but you guys have that product coaching page. I use my product coaching page as a prospecting platform as well. Some people don't do that, and it's okay if you guys don't do that. That's just what I do. So I get them to watch the video. I get them to say, yeah, you know what? I'd like to take a look at your coaching page. Because all I tell them is, hey, I've got this private coaching page on Facebook. There's a lot of love and support in there. Would you like me to add you so you can see if this is a good fit for you or not? I always give them that out, because that way it's not pressure, and that way they are still in control. So I always tell them, would you like me to add you so you can check it out to see if this is a good fit for you or not? And I've never had anybody tell me no. So I always put them in there. And then of course, once they're in there, that's when the follow-up, is required. And that's when you just really need to start working that person. But again, just be completely detached from the outcome, because that's when people can start sensing that you're desperate for this sale. Amanda's asking, at what point do you suggest a phone call? How much to do online versus hopping on a call? Okay, so Amanda, that's a great question. I was actually just talking to Kayla about that today. So if it's a complete stranger, which is actually a lot of my contacts, I do probably 90% of it through Facebook Messenger. I do a lot of it on that. And if it gets to the point where they're asking me a ton of questions, then I will tell them, you know what, it's probably easier to answer all of this over the phone. So give me your number and I'll give you a call real quick. So I just kind of take each situation case by case. If it's somebody that I know, if they're considered my warm market, then I immediately just get on the phone with them because it's easier just to do it that way. But I mean, you got to remember, like, these are complete strangers who just friend requested me 30 minutes ago. So they may not want to get on a phone call with me. So I try to build that rapport first. And then after I can tell that they're starting to get comfortable, then that's when I'll take it over to the phone call. Let's see. Oh, just one more note that I have here with what Rachel said. Those of you who are not getting engagement on your posts and are frustrated because you're not getting likes or comments, your posts do not suck. I'm telling you that right now. Your posts do not suck. It's just because they're not being seen. Okay, so that's where we have to learn how to tweak that algorithm. That 2-week turnaround is going to help you with that. The fact that you're commenting on anybody and everybody who comments on your post is going to help with that. But you guys can lean on each other, and feel free to friend request me and ask me to do this too, because I'm so happy to help you guys do this. But if you have a post that you've had up for about an hour and it's got nothing, but you're like, dang it, I know this is a good post, but nobody's commenting on it. Just text your teammates and say, hey, can you go give my post some love? It's going to bring it right back up to the top of the newsfeed and everybody's going to be able to see it. So just lean on your team for that. You know, the 2-week turnaround happens to be a teamwork type thing. So don't be afraid of that. And one thing that Tracy O'Malley always says is that you're not posting for the likes and the comments. Post for the people who are not liking and not commenting, because those are the people who are going to end up texting you saying, I've been watching your post for a year. I've had that. I'm sure some of you guys have had that. I've had that happen a million times. These people never like, they never comment, they never engage at all, but they'll text me saying, I'm ready. Like, whatever it is you're doing, I want to do it. Let's see. Once they're in the group, how do you keep track of who you've added, and how do you intentionally keep following up with each person, or do you wait for them to reach out back to you? So that's another good question. When you're in a private coaching group, you can actually go over to, like, if you're looking at a PC, I don't know if you can do it on your phone, but on a PC, you can go over to the upper right-hand corner. You can see the members, and then you can see the new members. So you can actually see who's added who. So you can go back through there. I try to do it once a week because I add a lot of people to my group. And I just go through everybody that I've added and I just shoot them a quick message. And I usually try to do it actually within 48 hours of them being in the group. And I'll just say, hey, you've been in Breakthrough Health now for quite some time. Like, what do you like about it? It's not, hey, what did you think? Or did you have a chance to look to it? Like, don't give them that easy out of saying, no, I haven't had a chance yet. Like, ask them an open-ended question. So my question to them is usually, what do you like about Breakthrough Health? You've been in it for a couple days. What do you like about it? And then it kind of forces them to give me an answer. And then that just opens the door to conversation again. Della, should I be putting my phone number on my profile? I don't do that. If that's something that you would like to do, you can, but I don't do that. And I'm not sure. I don't know if Rachel does that. I don't know actually anybody who does. So I probably wouldn't, just because you might get some, I mean, there's crazies out there. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, so that's pretty much all that I have. One more quick tip is just, you guys, there's so many people who use Facebook as like a therapist. Don't do it. You're branding yourself for a business, and stay positive. And trust me, I have crappy days too. We all do. We all have days where we just want to go out, crawl in a hole and die. Facebook is not the place to vent that. And it's not that you guys aren't being real. It's not that you guys aren't being authentic. It's just that you're choosing not to spread the negativity. Go vent to your spouse, your best friend, your aunt, your uncle, whatever. Just don't do it on Facebook, because remember, people are watching you. And your brand is on Facebook. Your brand is your page. And if you want people to do business with you, then you have to be attractive and welcoming and want people in. Think of your Facebook as a store. And if there is negative and yelling and screaming and drama and bleh at the door, you're not going to walk in that store. So just make sure that you're keeping the positive stuff there. Always be uplifting. People are craving that right now. They're absolutely craving it. So thank you for your time. And I'm excited to hear what Amanda has to say about Instagram, because that is definitely an opportunity for growth for me. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jen, so much. And you guys, Jen Mitchell, that's her name, Jen Mitchell. Go just send her a message and tell her how freaking cool she is. Like, this was, she's so wonderful to come and be our guest trainer today. And I love, yes, Tashi, this call is recorded. but yeah, she's taking time out of her day to come and share this with us when she could be on Facebook making 165 new friends. So we appreciate you being here, Jen. So yeah, please go, just send her a quick, you're awesome. And then I'm going to bring Amanda on. And seriously, when Jen and I were talking about doing social media, I'm like, Jen, do you know anything about Instagram? She's like, I mean, and as soon as she started, I'm like, okay, I got to get Amanda to do this because I'm not. And Amanda trained me, and literally in like 5 seconds, I'm like, I thought Instagram was basically Facebook, but for pictures. Turns out there's some really cool ways to use it. Completely different market, you guys. Like, you're about to get your mind blown. So, all right, let's go ahead and bring on Amanda to blow our minds with Instagram.
Hey guys, can you hear me? I think you can. Thumbs up. Okay, awesome. Jen, that was freaking mind-blowing. Good job. I'm so excited. I thought I knew all about Facebook. I took a bunch of notes, so thank you. I'm excited. Okay, so how many, raise your hands if you have an Instagram account? Okay, keep them up if you post to it daily. Keep them up if you post to it weekly. Okay, is that Gretchen in the background? Looks like Justin Bieber with that hat on back there. Okay, so most of you have an Instagram account. That is awesome. That's the first place there. If you don't, go create an Instagram account. It's super easy. Google how to do that. We're not going to talk about that today. But the way I think about the difference between my Facebook and my Instagram is that my Facebook is where I market to the people that I know, or, you know, brand new friends, but mostly it's people that you know. And Instagram is where I market to complete strangers. And Instagram, I don't know what it is about it. Instagram is like more, even though you can, most people's profiles are public, also make your profile public, but it's like, even though that it's like a public place, it's actually like people feel more comfortable to post more personal things on there. They'll post a lot more transformation photos. Like, the way I got into Instagram was more through my bodybuilding experience through fitness. It's huge for fitness, huge for weight loss, huge for transformations. People are just more open to post things about that, and they want to see that. So we may be a little bit unsure about posting transformations on Facebook, but like, that is huge on Instagram. So that is a great place to test into that. But yeah, Facebook is where I market to people that I know. Instagram is where I really expand that. I actually post the exact same stuff for the most part on Facebook and Instagram, if I can. And I just get totally different response. I get new leads. They're different people. A lot of people on Instagram who are active on Instagram don't have a Facebook account. So that's like their main tool. So don't you want to access all those people that don't have Facebook? Like I would. So that's kind of how I think about it. And I think it's a good way for you guys to think about it. If you're newer to Instagram, maybe it's the same. Maybe you just only know, like you only follow people that you know, and only people that follow you or people that know you on Instagram, but that will change quickly. And I'll show you how. So what you want to do on Instagram, it's so different. You want to get likes and follows on Instagram. Of course, okay, yeah, you want that on Facebook too. But similar to Facebook, it has an algorithm. You want your posts to get as many likes and followers as possible. And the best way that I know how to do this is through hashtags. So I had this conversation a couple weeks ago too. Hashtags are used completely differently on Facebook than they are on Instagram. So I don't know if a lot of people even know the history of a hashtag, but a hashtag is back from like software coding. It wasn't even a social media thing. And it would be that you would tag a project with a certain name. Like, this is the February 2017, like hashtag February 2017. Or this project is about flowers. Hashtag flowers, so that when you're going into your program, you can search. It's like a fast way to search and see tags. So that's how it's still being used for Instagram. Hashtags, you can work this way on Facebook, but a lot of people don't use them that way. Instagram is different. So people are actually clicking on the hashtag or typing in, they're searching for certain hashtags. Like a big one is hashtag Motivation Monday. It's today. Or hashtag Transformation Tuesday. Or Throwback Thursday, or FitFam is a big one. And so what you want to do is you want to put hashtags on your posts that are related to what your post is about. Do not use the same set of hashtags for every post because your post should be different. But just know that there are people who search hashtags on Instagram. So you want to make them more informative about what the post is. Facebook, Rachel's really good at this, posting kind of funny hashtags. That's where I'll make up hashtags that have nothing to do with anything. That's kind of where I put like my subliminal messaging. Like I'll do a post and then I'll do like hashtag stop dieting or hashtag cellular cleanse or hashtag not a poopy cleanse. I mean, whatever, like you can do different hashtags. It's kind of like my subliminal, like if I didn't want to call it out in the post, I'll put it as a hashtag. And I fully understand that someone's probably not going to be searching not a poopy cleanse, right? That doesn't make sense there. Instagram is totally different. Instagram is where I will post, if I'm posting about this water bottle, I'm going to post hashtag water bottle, hashtag whatever brand it is, hashtag water, hashtag hydration, hashtag water intake, hashtag, I mean, whatever, there's a million, right? And people, you'd be surprised, are searching for all of these things. You never know why they're searching. So some best practices for Instagram, it goes right along with what Rachel was saying. 12 posts a day is like, you're killing it, but I'm sorry, I've never posted 12 times in one day ever. Like, I just don't think that would ever happen. That's ideal. 5 times is great. I will be honest, I stick to kind of a 3 time a day schedule. That's on Facebook too. I do it in the morning, I do it at lunchtime, and I do it in the evening time. Maybe I'll squeeze a 4th one in there depending on what it is. If you can get 12 posts a day, like you're killing it. 5 is awesome. Shoot for 5. 3 is still really good. And that's the same. You want to try to use 20 to 30 hashtags per post. And that sounds like a lot, and it is a lot when you're trying to think and like make up hashtags, and I'll show you a trick on how to get those generated for you. But you want to post, 3, 5, or 12 times a day, every single day, even on the weekends, and 20 to 30 hashtags per post. I read this somewhere, I don't know how true it is, but it's just kind of food for thought. On Instagram, if you go one day without posting, Instagram algorithm sees it as like you haven't posted in 4 days. So, and then if you skip 2 days, then that's 8 days, and 3 days, that's 12 days. And it's like your stuff is never going to show up in people's feeds if they're following you, things like that. So don't take a day off. Have your stockpile of quotes or transformation photos or throwback photos, like whatever you need to do, put those up even on the weekends and use your hashtags. So today I'm just going to give you an example. I'm going to show you, I hope you guys can see this. Yeah, you guys can see that, right? So this is my post today. I did a transformation post for Motivation Monday, and she looks awesome, right? And kind of a long caption because it was a quote. It was what this girl was saying about her transformation. And then I added a whole bunch of dash marks. You can use periods, you can whatever. You just want to add spaces, and I'll tell you why. And then there's all my hashtags. There's about 29, I think, or 30 on this one. So the reason why you don't want to stuff all your hashtags right at the top of your one, it looks kind of spammy. It just kind of does. It just doesn't look that good. And it looks like you're fishing. We are fishing for, attention in that way. It just doesn't look that good. So you want to use, like I said, I do my caption, and then I add a bunch of like dashes or periods with spaces, like a lot, like more than you think, because then when someone gets to when they're scrolling, they're just going to see like the picture and maybe like a little bit of your caption, and it'll truncate it, and they have to click to actually read the whole thing. So it just looks nicer, trust me. Now, for my hashtags, I use a program. You're going to want to write this down. Well, you can't really see it. It's called Tag-O-Matic. I'll put it in the chat here. Tag-O-M-A-M-A-T-I-C. Tag-O-Matic. It's free. It's for iPhone and Android. Okay. And it looks like this. It's nothing special. But what you can do is you can use a search feature. So for that post that I did today, I think this is about a transformation. So I'm going to put the word in transformation into the tool here. Just typed it in, transformation. Again, that could be cat, that could be mermaid, that could be water bottle, that could be workout, that could be stand mixer, it could be minute rice. I'm just looking at stuff around my house. Anything, whatever your post is actually about, type that in and then hit search. And then what it's going to do is it actually uses an algorithm. It's going to search Instagram for all of the other hashtags that are commonly used with the one that you've used. So you can see there's a whole long list here. So Transformation Tuesday, fitness, weight loss, Transformation Thursday, I guess that's the thing. Goals, fit fam, weight loss journey, gym, cardio, bodybuilding, losing weight, workout, fitness journey, right? And depending on what you're searching, you may find suggestions that don't make sense, so ignore those. But what you can do is you can hit this check mark at the top, and it's going to select all of the hashtags, and then you can go back and like uncheck ones that you don't like. It's not Thursday. I'm going to take out Transformation Thursday. It doesn't make sense. Uncheck them, and then you can hit the share button right there. Hit share, and it's going to automatically open your Instagram. It's already copied it to your clipboard. You just hit paste, and it's all right there at the bottom of your post. Super helpful. You can also save something as a favorite. If you use this star up at the top, like after you search, I like this transformation, I use this a lot. Hit the star and then save it. And then you can see, here are my list of favorites that I use all the time. Transformation, fit food, wellness, weight loss, fit fam. And then the number next to it is how many hashtags. So in this list, and it's just the ones that you want to save. There's 27 for transformation. I should mention, Instagram won't let you use more than 30 hashtags. So it'll stop you at 30. So my favorite lists only have 27. That one only has 9, 20, 29, 28. So I know ahead of time. I'll still put my subliminal hashtags in up in the up top in the caption if I want. So know that those count against your 30 total, and then add those in. Click share. It takes you automatically to Instagram. Hit save, and then it's on there. And depending on the time of the day, but almost always you hit post within seconds. There are likes, there are comments, and there are followers. It's insane. Like people just live on Instagram, I think. I don't know. It always surprises me. So that's really exciting. Like if you get like me in like adrenaline rush, like even on Facebook, when I post a really like powerful thing, I'm always like refresh, are people liking this? On Instagram, it's lightning fast. I'll give you a caveat to that. People pay money, a lot of money, to use robots to try to get more followers and likes for their page. So they will set up a robot that says, anyone that uses hashtag FitFam, use my Amanda's account and go like all these posts. Or write, oh my God, this is the worst. They'll write like a spammy comment, like, this is awesome with a thumbs up, or way to go. And you'll be able to tell which are the spammy comments, but guess what? It's okay. Like now you can like comments on Instagram too. That's a thing now too. They're copying Facebook, but like every comment, who cares? Reply to every comment if you want. Just know that you're going to get some spam, but you're also going to get a lot of real followers, a lot of real comments. I get people that message me that say, hey, I follow you on Instagram. And I'm like, oh, I have no idea who this person is. I don't even follow them. I try to go back and check out who they are. The real people will weed themselves out. Get excited that you're getting attention on your post because that's awesome. But just know that you'll be able to tell like right away some of the real spammy ones, and that's on them. They are literally paying thousands of dollars for followers, and they're paying for these robots, and we're not going to do that. You don't need to do it. If anyone approaches you to do that, say no. That's a waste of your money. Use this free app. We'll do it that way. Also, if you're looking for new followers, type in your own hashtag. You can search a hashtag on Instagram, and you can just start. I did hashtag get fit. And I found all these really awesome like women who are trying to get fit, and I just go and I love on their posts and I follow them and I like them and I comment. It's the same principles as on Facebook. You're just expanding, and you know that they're all about getting fit because they use that hashtag. Or if they're, anyway, there's lots of kind of ways to go about that. So Tag-O-Matic has been huge for me, and I would definitely recommend using it. Can take a little bit of practice, but it is super, super easy, really. Okay, there's lots of comments on here. I'm just going to see if there's any questions.
So Amanda, one question that came up a little while back, I don't want you to miss it. Jen asked, would you recommend doing something like the 2-week turnaround on Instagram?
Yeah, I don't see why not. The only thing that you can't do is if it's like, it's only photos. So you can't, I don't know, like if it's just a quote, if you're asking a question, like, where should I buy pizza from tonight? ? Like you can't do that. It has to be a picture. It has to be a post. So otherwise you can do everything else is the same on Instagram. It's just, I wouldn't recommend doing a strict text post most of the time anyway. You always want to add a picture or a photo. And you can't share someone's post on Instagram if they're not public. There's another app that I use for that. That's a little bit more involved. I wouldn't worry too much about that. But usually if I see something I like on Facebook, it's easy to hit the share button. It's not like that on Instagram. So I'll screenshot whatever it is, and then I'll just make my own post with it. So yeah, good question.
And then the other question Della asked, because she doesn't have an account. So she says when she creates her account, does she want to use like her name, or does she want to be a little bit more creative like Tea Lady, or what do you recommend?
I don't think it matters because you can create a username and then you can put your real name in there and you can write a bio. I watched this incredible, I think Bryn posted about it, a really good webinar on how to pretty much like be professional on Instagram. And so just like how there's like that profile section in Facebook, there's a profile section in Instagram, like use that really intentionally. If you guys want to go to mine, you can check it out. My username is Amanda Pike Fitness. Not very creative, but you can see what you want to do is give people a preview into what they can expect from seeing from your posts. So I had something totally like not helpful before, and then I watched that webinar and I was like, oh, I should change this so that when people do come across my page, they know what I'm all about. So mine says fitness and health coach sharing tips and motivation, custom workouts, nutritional guidance, bikini posing. Then I put my email address in there, and then I have a website, so I put my website in there. If you don't have a website, you can put you can link to your Facebook, and people can go to your Facebook. So that's good too. This is what it looks like here. There's my bio. So be really intentional. What can people, crazy cat lover, nutritional cleanser, I mean, whatever you want to put, make it obvious and do this, or not obvious, just make it authentic and do the same on Facebook. But you can put whatever it does not matter what your name is, because then as you can see, you can put your real name right underneath your picture. So there's my username and then there's my real name.
I love it. Okay, I think that was the last Instagram question. Just a lot of like, oh my God, this is mind-blowing, 5 pages of notes.
Okay.
This is awesome. So yeah, I think that's it for questions right now. Is there anything else you wanted to say to wrap up?
Yeah, well, one last thing I should mention. If you put a links will not work in Instagram. The only place that you can hyperlink is in your profile. So you have to be careful. You have to pick your hyperlink, which is why I have my website and a lot of people have their Facebook account. If you type and paste, if I were to paste a link in here, like check out this video, it doesn't work. Nobody can click on it. So don't put links in your posts. If you want to message somebody, the links don't work there either. I don't know, for some reason they don't want you to link. So I will say, for more, check out, I'll put my website, but I'll say, go to my Facebook. Now you can brand your Facebook URL so that it's easy to remember. It's not like Rachel.Briscoe1257932. You can decide what you want it to say. Mine is facebook.com/Amanda Pike Fitness. So if I have to, like when I do my Facebook live videos, I'll like take a screenshot from my video and I'll post it, or I'll record from my video from my phone and I'll post it on Instagram. And I'll say, if you want to see the whole video, head to Facebook, facebook.com/Amanda Pike Fitness. So this is not the time to explain how to do that, but if you haven't branded your Facebook URL, do that. Make it easy for people to go to your links, because nothing hyperlinks. So anyway, otherwise, Instagram is incredibly powerful. This is where complete strangers, I've enrolled several complete strangers that I don't know that would never have found me because they don't even have Facebook accounts. And I did it all on Instagram. Instagram is huge. It's more about pictures. So make sure your lighting is good. Make sure your editing is good. Like be polished. And yeah, that's it. Hopefully that helped.
That was great. Okay, you guys,
Can I ask you a question just real quick?
So
Sorry.
yeah.
I just have a real quick question for Amanda.
Jen.
I didn't want it to get lost in the chat. So Amanda, with those strangers that you said that you enroll, do you send them to your website to enroll, or do you get on the phone and get their social? You have no problem with
I get on the phone with everybody, like everybody. And you will see that Instagram, like that's like the world of online coaches. So you have to kind of wade through that noise. But my coach that I use, I found on Instagram. All three of my coaches I found on Instagram. That's where that is, and people are used to that. So people will contact you, and most of the time they'll say, I've checked out your website, I have questions, because I leave it a little bit vague on my website, and it's my personal website, it's not an Isagenix website, I should mention that. And I get on the phone with everybody, I give them my phone number. Della had asked about putting out your phone number. Some of these really high-level Isagenix people that I follow, will say text an emoji and they'll put their phone number on there if you want to learn more, and they're open to putting their phone number out. I haven't seen like some of our newer people doing that. I've only seen really high level people doing that. That's an option. But I do it on the phone. I don't like to waste time with messages. It can be kind of weird, but I just get over that fast because I want to be efficient. But I'm also not adding 150 people a day like you had said. It's different on Instagram. But yeah.
Do you have any problem though as enrolling them as associates versus preferred customers? They don't have a problem with that?
No, because I have really good posture about it. And let me preface this again. The demographic on Facebook is older people. And the demographic on Instagram is much younger people. And I don't know, we're young people. They don't care about giving out our social security number, I guess. No, I don't know, because I have a real conversation. I think they almost feel better because I'm like a human. My coach, I've never talked to on the phone before. It's all done over email. And I think that's common for Instagram. So when you tell someone, when you're authentic in your posts and then they message you and you actually are like willing to get on the phone with them, I think people find that authentic. I did. Nobody I know is willing to give out their phone number on Instagram because they're Insta famous and whatever. Who cares about that? Cool.
Perfect. All right, you guys, was this valuable? Was this so good? These girls are awesome, and I've learned so much from them. So I'm so grateful that they were able to come on and share with us. And you guys, most of you are friends with Amanda, you know where to find her. Go blow up her messenger with awesomeness and how wonderful she is, because they took time out of their night to share this with you, and they're rocking it. It is so good. So, blow up the chat. Everyone's good. Okay, I'm going to open it up for just like a few questions because we're already over time, but I know that there's so many little things. So we're going to take like 2 questions if anyone has any. Otherwise, you can ask in the groups or message people. Anyone have anything? You can unmute yourselves or you can put it in the chat. I'm just going to give it a few seconds. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to turn off the recording, and then we can just chat for a second if anyone wants to. But thank you so much, Amanda and Jen, for joining us tonight. Everybody, have a wonderful rest of your evening. And if you're watching the recording, we're so sad we missed you, but so glad you were able to grab this information. Love you guys so much. Have a good night.